Yo, yo, yo. Shit. Hi everyone, this is Paolo and this is Wednesday Warzone. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I have to turn off the sound for a while for the game because, funny story, for some reason my microphone doesn't work, so I'm using the onboard laptop's microphone right now. I hope you guys can understand me even though the sound quality is a bit bad. Uh, are you guys? Yeah. Close. Okay. Yeah, anyway, back to I was just checking messages. Back to this Wednesday Warzone. This is Paolo from the Garrison Archangel team. This is Wednesday Warzone. It's supposed to be dev uh, a dev blog kind of thing, like an update every Wednesday. But of course, because development isn't that fast, we we sometimes skip some weeks. Back in the day, we also did. We actually skipped some weeks. So most of you guys who are watching, you're probably used to this by now. But going back, this Wednesday Warzone, I know people are waiting on it because we revealed something last week. Mm, On Easter, we actually revealed a new weapon, and that new weapon is called the Hata-jirushi. The Hata-jirushi is a field emitter that gives buffs to you and uh, your entire team. I was about to say family. It's an field emitter that gives you a buff and your entire team. The buff is called Rush Down. That's why it's called Back RD Field Generator. And basically, Rushdown is something that helps melee builds because it increases melee attack power, dash distance, and also actually affects. Although I don't know why it's not here. This is not the copy I gave. Um, it also actually affects your boost costs. It gives you a slight bonus in terms of the boost costs. So you can cancel more, you can boost more, all stuff you need to get in close range and fight. So uh, I'll I'll create a room where I have a teammate. As you all know, this is the first. Like I said, this is the first team-oriented weapon. Although you can use it on your own. Let's make them all casual. I just want to show the ability. So there you go. Whatever. Team beat is okay. So, how the Hata-jirushi works is you basically activate it to create the field that I'm talking about. So, as you can see, I create a Nobori. One of our Japanese players did point it out. This flag is called a Nobori, the particular flag type, and it was used in ancient uh, feudal battles across Japan with the samurai. It's a very distinctive feature of romanticized and real life, I guess. Uh, it's like a defining feature of the samurai, basically, so they can tell whose side everyone is on. Of course, there were other flags, but the Nobori shape, which is the tall flag shape, is the most distinctively Japanese, I guess. So we decided to use the Nobori shape, but the name of the weapon is Hata-jirushi, which roughly means army's banner. Yeah, if I'm correct, I'm thinking officer's banner, but uh, it's Army's banner. Basically, it's a way of signifying that this guy is an officer or part of a certain army. So it's really a signifier. But in the game, it's used to indicate that you're on rushdown, which means you're going full melee, which suits Yoshikawa because all of Yoshikawa's products so far are geared for melee. The only one that I'd argue isn't geared so much for melee is the Kappa body set, but that's more aesthetics than actual melee. Uh, so you'll want to use the Hata-jirushi, especially if you're planning to play with a friend in like co-op team battles, because you'll be able to give a buff to you and your friend. And the buff is a 10% increase to melee damage, 20% for dash distance. So as you can see, my dash is piddly, but when this is activated, suddenly I step farther. So you might have some interesting builds. I know there are people who are already thinking of pairing this with the Dominus. I mean, everyone's using Dominus nowadays. I used to use Dominus before it was cool, but anyway, so and the Dominus happens to be a Yoshikawa weapon. I just remembered. So you'll be seeing. I hope people have fun with this new weapon. It also looks anime as fuck. I mean, very weeby. So there are people who ask full weeb set when. The only thing missing from a Yoshikawa set right now is the side weapons. So wait, let me just read the message. Oh, it applies to family now. Okay, if you and your teammate use the same Hata-jirushi, does that mean those effects are stacked? No, it just refreshes. Although, the cool thing about the Hata-jirushi, if you notice, it's my glow color is orange. On my friend's mech, my friend is Valiant Singleton. Oh yes, orange. This is a bad demo. Oh no, my friend is Blondie. Blondie didn't have orange. I've been giving Blondie buffs for melee, and Blondie doesn't even have any melee weapons. Okay, anyway, Blondie got a buff. It became more weeb looking, more samurai looking. Anyway, as you notice, Blondie has yellow, but the Hata-jirushi, the flag generated on Blondie's back is orange. So basically, whoever activated the Hata-jirushi generates that color of flag. So it's just a visual thing. Right now, it doesn't stack, but what it does is it refreshes the time. When you activate the Hata-jirushi, you have about 10 seconds, and it takes 17 seconds from activation to restock. And currently in the game, there's no real way to remove the rushdown status effect other than death, or just death, or just winning or losing. So those 10 seconds of buffs are assured more or less. And interestingly, because the Hata-jirushi's rushdown buff doesn't only affect MDM, ranged users might find some use for it, although it's just the boost cost and the dash distance. So even they'll be able to dodge faster and stuff. Okay, I just said the effect duration. So that's it for the Hata-jirushi. Basically, it's a team-based field generator that buffs the melee damage bonus and the boost consumption. It reduces boost consumption, and it also increases your dash distance. So dodging, if you notice, my dodge is just like this. But with this, my dodge is way farther, my slashes are way farther, so it's very useful really for melee builds. Suddenly their melee range is increased, their damage is increased, they get to cancel more often, which is important for melee fighting. For range, it's more about really just maintaining your distance, and you can do that just by boosting. But for melee, it's all about the cancels if you miss. So you get all those bonuses. Oh yes, and our Japanese player, one of our most vocal on Twitter actually, was asking about the kanji that appears, and he specified it was tokan. Tokan is our attempt to find a Japanese word for rush down. Basically, it means sudden attack, rush or charge, and I think it fits. So it's like a sudden, and when you activate it, it's time to attack, basically. So because you're powered up. So it's very good thematically for Yoshikawa, and oh my gosh, I just jumped in the Vajra blast. It's a very good thematic. We designed it really for Yoshikawa because Yoshikawa's product line has been about the samurai aesthetic and lots of swords. So having a really a samurai banner that buffs melee, that gives that kind of completes the Yoshikawa theme. So like I said, that's that for the Hata-jirushi. Unless you guys have more questions. Looks broken. Maybe a CD increase and remove on D-stab. I'm not sure because you'll be trading and D-stabbing a lot because you're melee. And besides, you'll only have 10 seconds of it being up. And it's actually pretty mild. Like he said, 1v1, it's pretty mild because it's only 10% melee damage. And what you'll feel it more, I guess, if you're running a higher speed build because you'll probably get an additional dodge. But yeah, it'll be really powerful on speed power builds, which apparently the Gyuki is. So we'll try to release this for testing by next week, preview. So that's the first agenda out of the way about the Hata-jirushi. 10-second, oh boy. I'm not sure. Like I said, if you're not running strength melee, it's not that good. What if you're a speed type range user? Like I said, you can use it if you just want to use the dash and the boost cost reduction, but it'll only give you 10 seconds of that. So keep it up permanently. Yeah. Okay, so 10 seconds with 17-second recharge time means you have effectively 7 seconds cooldown. So 2 would easily keep it up permanently. Yeah, I guess if they're shouting at each other, okay, activate yours, okay. If they both choose to use Hata-jirushis, I wouldn't... the back weapon slot, for me, is one of the most important slots, more so than the side weapon, shoulder weapon slots. There's a lot of powerful weapons on the back slots, including the thrusters, which, although they're not as powerful, they're also low weight, and they give you a free maneuver, plus the entire boost, giving you more boost. So you're giving up a lot just for running Hata-jirushis. And yeah, I'll leave it up to the players to figure out what will happen. For my own personal testing, I feel like it's okay. I haven't felt how broken it can be just yet. It seems broken if you bring lots of strength boys into the play, I guess. Strength melee boys, I guess. But like I said, the only thing it increases is melee damage and your dash distance. So that being said, let's go to the next part of the story. The weight would be 1,000. Co-op tournament when we find a place, and when we find a place, since like I said, Cosmic Clash, we're actually exploring many places that would be good for the team to basically run or have tournaments run locally. And since we're working on single player, Online has taken like a backseat. I won't lie. Online has taken a backseat until we complete single player. There's a lot. There's actually still a lot. I did promise to try and that it might come out end of this month, but it might come out on preview. So for this Wednesday Warzone, I'm gonna show you guys what to expect so far for the mission mode. For now, you can see this screen. I think you've seen this several times. There's the prestige system, which we've been saying. If you take a mission and succeed, someone gets pissed off and someone's happy with you. And basically, single player mission mode is about choosing which factions you wanna keep happy and which ones you wanna basically which ones you wanna keep happy, which ones you wanna make your enemy. If a faction's really happy with you, they give you more stuff to buy. So right now, I don't have anyone in particular who's really happy with me, but I do have. No, why am I going into color? All the, I do have all the stuff, all the basic stuff that can be bought. I decided to run Quago. Quago won't be your starting mech, ironically, but it's gonna be a really cheap mech if you just want an alternative. Okay, so I lack prestige, so I can't buy Quago 2 just yet. So this is the upgrade system I'm showing to you guys, and this is stuff from my hard-earned souls, which I was playing off screen, which is why I was late. I was engrossed in trying to farm. Farm. I was trying to get money. I just wanted to buy more Quago parts. Anyway, so that's the upgrade system right there. As you can see, this is far and above the normal Quago parameters. They would normally have 6,000 mobility and 5,000 armor. But as you can see here, I have 5,500 total armor and 5,500 total mobility and 4,500 weight. So that means I'm actually performing much better than a normal Quago. I have higher stats than a normal Quago, the Quago you've all been used to so far. Okay, people are saying 1,500 weight for the flag. Like I said, when you turn it on, it's not as battle defining as you'd think, especially since it's actually a small bonus. It's like saying having 110% MDM makes all the difference. Depends with the weapons. I guess if you're running Dominus, just like I said. So as you can see here, everyone's talking about the Hata-jirushi. It's really the main star of the show. I'm on a mission to destroy like 15 targets. And they keep going for a swim. Who are these guys? Okay. So the missions are pretty straightforward. You'll have a simple goal. There'll be several phases, and then you get paid. Then when you get paid, someone's happy with you. Someone's pissed off with you. Right now, I'm pissing off Sunfield Frontier. Luckily, they're not a manufacturer. Although that does have its own repercussions. Like I said, there's a faction war going on Baja Secunda. They actually are allied with Eagle. And if you piss them off enough, Eagle will also have no choice but to like mark you as an enemy. So there's that. I like to think of this as we're attacking an Eagle fleet or a Sunfield fleet. Oh no! God. Look at all those Eagle weaponry. So even if you have higher stats, there are lots of enemies, so just keep that in mind. And this is just like not even midway yet. But you guys are trained in Horde mode. This plays basically like Horde mode, but with more specific like win conditions. Like this one, I have to kill 15. In Horde mode, just kill all the waves. I guess it's the same. Okay. Oh no! No, don't make me fall. Yeah. Why would you do this? So look at this lone Quago taking on an entire army. Never thought. Yeah, let me tanking all that damage. Why is this guy really good at dodging? Was he important? You don't seem important. Anyway, although the weight benefits more builds than what's expected. Flag works, but like I said, strength will seem strong. Okay, so wait. You're saying I'd say that it has to be raised on 1500 since although the weight benefits more builds than what's expected, strength builds, regardless of armor points, would excel even more given how the flag works. But strength is also giving up speed and armor, and as you all know in the current meta, giving up or in the current build, I don't want to call it a meta yet because we haven't had any real tournaments ever since the last Cosmic Clash. Running on strength primary right now is actually pretty hard because you're gimping your mobility really hard, or you're gimping your survivability really hard. And if we raise the flag to 1500, that basically pigeonholes it to a strength only weapon right now, and it's such a small bonus that you're making it sound like this bonus is so small that only strength would feel it, because 1500 weight on a lesser strength build with that small bonus, they hardly it's such a bad payout for how much they gave up for it. With Hema, I think it's nice. Well, you guys will have to play with it first. When your AI hires a swim team as my pilots, forgot to tell them not to get wet. Yeah, you should see how the AI plays in the lava map. We'll try to fix that. So yeah, as you can see, after all that, I only earned 200 souls. Oh, tough economy. Okay, so let's try to. After all, I was just walking through it, so they're like, "Oh, that guy can live on 200 souls." I gotta eat, man. I gotta upgrade. Let's see what else I can upgrade. Okay, Quago time. So right now, as you can see, I can't buy the Quago 2 because I'm not yet at a high enough prestige level with the Maaga Manufacturing Corporation. So let's try looking for some missions from them. I'm in the market for Maaga missions. No! No! Why would I want to help you guys? You guys are poor. Okay. No, I'm not. I'm not bringing this. Okay, so Bleeding Edge, Astra, or Medvedev. And it's the lava map. Okay, let's try this. I'll probably buy Astra stuff after this. So as you can see, this is becoming a playthrough. You don't get a lot of boosts, you get 20% more. And what's 20% more for a low speed? That's like 4,000. What? 4,000? You get. How many dodges do you even have? No. Oh man. Okay, anyway, this is still experimental. I have to switch between my mouse. Oh man. Oopsie. Okay, hold on guys. Technical difficulties. Hold on. Let's view the website while I do something in the background. Okay, like I said, the thing you were viewing earlier was our experimental build. I was actually playing on controller, and there's that known bug with the pause screen, so we're still working on that. So, as you guys saw, I was actually picking out my factions because I know that certain equipment is only sold by those factions. So, interestingly, your single player campaign might be, oh, I want more parts from these guys, so I should help these guys more so they can sell me more stuff. For now, that's gonna be what I'm foreseeing. That's what single player is gonna be like. But there are factions which will, although they're not manufacturers, they provide other benefits if you help them out. Like the Imperial Legion protects the Imperial Peace, which is, I'm saying with a sarcastic tone. The Imperial Peace being that the prefectures actually have a limited, can't openly fight each other. They can only fight in certain areas and with a certain number of like, they can only field a certain number of specific units. And among those things that are limited by the Imperial Peace are the Archangels. The Archangels, this is where you come in. I get the game's reloaded now, so this is where you come in. The Archangels have their own, what do I call it? Their own infrastructure, their own organization called the Ghosts, which are specifically meant for this war between the prefectures. If they have any conflicts that they can only resolve with armed conflict, they basically hire ghosts, and that's because archangels are regulated by the solar empire. They're the most powerful weapons of the solar empire, after all. So they hire ghosts. It's basically, although they manufacture archangel parts, they're not legally allowed to have their own standing army of like archangels. They have to go through the ghosts and basically hire ghosts to use archangels against each other. So the Imperial Legion represents a neutral entity. It represents the Solar Empire, and the Imperial Legion only fights the enemies of the Empire. Now, the prefectures are considered to be part of the Empire. So even if they fight each other, the Imperial Legion doesn't care. As long as they respect the Imperial Peace, which is uh, basically, if as long as you don't fight in certain neutral zones and you use registered ghosts to fight your wars, it's fine. But they do fight organizations and actual enemies of the empire like the Demiurge. And then in the campaign, you actually have like two factions that fall under that category. One is the Paghetti family, and the other is the Piedrana separatists. Basically, the separatists are tired of the Solar Empire um, basically ruining their planet with their wars, and they decided to have a armed revolt. So the Imperial Legion basically fights, and sorry, I skipped. The Paghetti family, on the other hand, they're basically a crime syndicate, an interstellar crime syndicate. Both of these guys also have their own like benefits if you help them, but I'd say helping out the rebellion will be hard mode because you'll immediately become, as the more you help them out, the more you become an enemy of the Solar Empire, which is like 90% of the factions in the game. So while the factions are fighting each other, there are mega corporations. Ducaron is not a mega corporation; it's an actual military family, and they're allied with Montaglion. The more you help out the separatists, the more you become an enemy of the Solar Empire. Going back to what I was trying to originally say with the Imperial Legion, they're the neutral party, but they protect the peace, so to say, by fighting off the criminal Spaghetti family and the armed revolts of the separatists. And because of that, all of the other factions basically respect them. So while they might not give you new parts, they will give you like small prestige bonuses for the other factions. So helping them out is also good, but because the missions are randomly generated, they don't need your help all the time. But you do need money because souls are hard to come by in this economy. You will have to choose another some factions. Will they be defeated? No. Stop. I know someone needs this. Perfect parry frame that overloads. Normal parry with the normal window, but if you get it just right. So we have perfect guard, parry, and perfect parry. Automatic overload. Okay, so anyway, after me talking about the lore, that's basically the mission mode right now. I guess I'll have to avoid using controllers. I got used to it. I'm sorry. Uh, we're still working on this. We'll try to have a at least the missions out. For now, I'm not able to show the weapon upgrades. I'm able to show the body upgrades, but the weapon upgrades are still something we're working on. That's a little more complex because when weapons level up, some of their features change. Like some weapons become reloadable, or some weapons suddenly passively charge. So I hope you guys look forward to that. We'll try to have this a preview build, so at least you guys can just try farming for souls and suffering. 300 souls, 3 faces. I'm gonna piss off Dukuron so hard. Oh, but I have friends. Okay. Yeah. It might not be so bad. But we're trapped in our arena. On what messages look like? Not in this build, sorry guys. We're trying to make personalized messages from each of the factions. I actually wrote a few. Some of them sound outright like business proposals because a lot of the factions are corporate in nature. Others are obviously copy paste because they have like what do you call this? Basically email blasts, so they copy paste their messages across several ghost pilots at once. Okay. Yeah, see, this isn't so bad. Eagle number 1. Yeah, look at those cool eagle designs. Oh, I got some pretty strong friends. Too bad for Duke Roan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. This'll take too long. I'm getting paid 300 souls for all this hard work. Anyway, we'll be adjusting it. So a lot of this stuff is pretty prototype-y. Where we actually are also using a procedural system to like determine how much you get paid, how many enemies appear for certain missions, how much prestige you earn. Yeah, basically a lot of the mission parameters are modified by a procedural system. So you can say that you will have a different like experience every time. Although we will try to put like a way for players to have their certain factions, like if they want to have a new run where Eagle is their faction of choice. We'll try to also implement a system where you can have Eagle missions more often, for example, stuff like that. For now, it's really purely random and procedural, and there's still a lot of values we're trying to tweak. We're also gonna add new maps, similar in vein to the Proving Ground map, where the layout's procedural. So, like I said, we're a small team. There's only so much we can do. There will be story missions in the future. Those will be handcrafted. If you reach a certain prestige level with factions, they will basically tell you, okay, we trust you enough. We want you to do this very specific thing for us, rather than just, oh, we just need someone to kill all these guys. And you answered, basically. So the story missions might be more specific. Those might have boss fights, more elaborate. Actually, there's a mission type I haven't seen here, like the area control mission type. Ooh, what's this? I've broken through the time-space barrier. Yeah, kill him. Guys, come back! No! Anyway, that's enough of that. Another thing to note in mission mode is if you fail a mission, the war continues. Basically, this is what the turn system is for. I'll show you guys the messages basically, but I won't talk about it much. I can say they're linked to your prestige. The war continues to escalate whether you win or lose the mission, and eventually it'll reach a point where your current campaign will end. If you meet certain conditions, you can get certain routes and endings. But don't worry, we won't. It won't be such a hard. It won't be purely based off the turns you spend. There will be certain things the game will wait for, like your negative prestige with certain factions, or your positive prestige. But the turns will play a role in certain events that will happen in the game, basically, and what kinds of missions you can get. Yeah, it is a bug. We're getting past the barriers. It's a bug. Typo on souls intended. What? What? Souls. Million souls. Can we get a Nigerian prince scam email? That's a funny idea. But my problem is you'll be getting lots of messages from the different factions, especially with how the prestige goes up and down. The messages are there to basically notify you that at certain prestige levels something happened. Like you piss this guy off enough, he doesn't want to sell you stuff anymore. You're banned from buying Eagle products, for example. Actually, my plan is you once you do certain conditions, your run ends. There's a final mission, and then you complete that mission or you lose. Your run ends. There's an ending played, and then you play a new run, basically new game plus, and then you play these runs over and over again until you get the parts you want. Uh, and then there are certain routes you might want to do. The big routes are linked to the two warring factions, Ducaron and Sunfield Frontier, and then there's gonna be one for Imperial Legion, and then there's gonna be like a neutral ending, like uh, you didn't really help any side, and the war came to a point where something happens. I don't want to spoil, but anyway, there's stuff to expect in the storyline. So scam emails might be fun. There will be other messages that aren't linked to the factions, though. Like there's one that will explain basically what you're doing here, from basically an email from your boss, the ghost, the Lord of the Ghosts. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff. Oh wait, I've been only looking at YouTube. Let's see if anyone has been doing stuff at Discord. I mean, even I use the Dominus these days. I use two of them. Ah man. Oh, there was a time when using the Dominus was like a badge of me being special. Only unique people use Dominus, but now everyone's using Dominus now. It's no longer special. I'm gonna use all range. Wait, I'm already doing that. Okay. So I think that's it. I've showed you guys what I need to show. Oh, I'll try something. I'll show you guys a little something. Like I said, at a certain prestige level, certain factions will really become your enemy. So, oh no, I don't want to be friends with Shenji. Okay. So at a final level, like a final red level, one of the factions can become your nemesis. So, okay, I got that. And although I went straight to nemesis, actually, even before they become your nemesis, they'll already go out of their way to kill you if you're on a mission for someone else. For example, let's go survival. I'm gonna help Sunfield Frontier kill some separatists. So while you're doing that, because I pissed off Shenji might just step in and try to kill me while I'm doing this. So, oh boy, Here they come. Okay. Oh wow. Good thing these eagle guys are here to help me. Huh. You screwed up, Shenji. You screwed up. I have strong friends. So anyway, as you can see, Shenji was nowhere to be seen in that mission report, but suddenly they're here because they're out to kill me. And at Nemesis level, they will try to kill you anytime they can. So I expect to see them really often, making missions harder. So that's a price for pissing off someone so bad. So see that? I haven't even started the actual mission yet, and Shenji already gave me a hard time. I haven't even fought the actual separatists. I just have to survive, right? I can just run away. Man, Eagle is the best. No, wait, I'm being biased. Thanks, guys. Wait, you guys aren't Eagle. What? You guys aren't Eagle. Aren't using Eagle products. The only Eagle products you're using are Vindicators. It's all backstab. Ugh. This guy has inhuman reflexes. He's not even looking at me, he's just dodging me. What are you? Okay. So as you can see, the mission continues as normal, but that Shenji attack really made me change my strategy because they really took out like a chunk of my life. So now I have to play really carefully. Really carefully. Hey guys, don't fall off on your own. Guys, don't leave me here. Yeah. Ah, I am safe down here. With these two eagle bodyguards. Okay. Okay. Ha. Oh no. Oh, I'll leave you guys there. Thanks, Eagle. Such a good brand. See, that's why you guys do Eagle runs. They're really they really help you out. Okay. Oh man, I have another 60 seconds. 600 souls, Paulo. Just think of all the parts you can buy. Maybe 2 or 3. Oh yeah, you might actually remove the rechargeables. I feel like the rechargeables are too video gamey. They're actually a carryover from our horde system. But we'll see. I actually like the fact that there's lots of enemies and I actually get rewarded for killing each one. Although it's not a soul reward. Why are these guys so good at dodging? I'll leave you to your outer space mission. Die. Oh. Thanks, Eagle bro. Oh, I actually won. Yay! Okay, so I think I've shown all I can show. April Fool's mission. Scan emails, new game plus, pizza emails. Those guys look like stalwalders. The enemy faction was the Piedrana separatists. They're not linked to any manufacturers. So they just pick up whatever they can. So Stalwalder is one of the biggest Archangel manufacturers in the galaxy. Eagle, Medvedev, Stalwalder are the top. So you'll see a lot of Medvedev and Eagle and Montalio, Medvedev, Eagle, and Stalwalder. You guys will see a lot of those parts because even the Spaghetti family will have access to those. Another one you might see a lot would be Quagos, but they'll mix and match parts because they're not really brand loyal. They'll use whatever they can use. So I think that's it for Wednesday Warzone. I've showed a lot of features. I showed the Hata-jirushi. I hope you guys are excited about using it. We'll try to put it in preview next week, and then we'll try. We'll see what we can do. How far we can progress on missions. Then we'll probably make a reduced version for testing end of the month. Oh, that's also next week. We'll see what will happen next week. Uh, so, are there any questions before I end this stream? Because I think it's already been 40 minutes. Yeah, that Nemesis system kind of looks scary. The scariest thing about the Nemesis system and the it's called the faction threat system. The scariest thing about the faction threat system is that thing can stack. So if you pissed off a lot of people, expect all your missions to become gauntlets of death. Like Shenji will send a guy, Eagle will send a guy, and yeah. Although it is rare because a lot of the stuff is random and there's a lot of factions in the game. On the off chance you do run like the separatist run, I can foresee missions becoming really hard with all the enemies you have. So there's that. Mac-based pizza delivery, please. We actually have a system where basically you just have to reach a certain location within the time limit and defeat certain enemies, then go to the location. Oh, I wasn't able to show it here yet, but actually, you guys saw it earlier. The mission types can change in the middle of the mission. Like when the Nemesis Ghost team appeared, the mission went from survival to kill all the enemy ghosts. So after you kill them, then it went back to survival. So there will be missions with changing like types. Like in the middle, after you kill this guy, oh, we now need you to get to this point. Okay, get to this point. Okay, now we need you to protect this guy. There will be missions that have multiple phases with different objectives, and they'll mostly be story missions. So you can expect to see that too. What's with the drill sound earlier? Oh, that's our office. Sorry. Our new office. There's a lot of construction going on. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. And my audio is bad because, like I said, I'm not using the usual microphone. I'm using an onboard laptop microphone. And forgive me, our new office is really next to some construction, so there's some noise. Will there be any named pilots with the factions? Yes, we actually made a list of pilots you'll only encounter with certain factions, and one of the plans is to update the codex with a list of all the ghosts you've fought and defeated. Or if actually, one of my ideas is it lists all the ghosts you've encountered, and then it lists how many times you've lost to them or you've beaten them. So it's like a tally of, oh, when we last fought, I beat you. So there's this kind of beyond the faction system. There's this kind of rival. You might have this feeling of rivalry with certain ghosts. And yes, certain ghosts will only be encounterable with certain factions, because there are some Archangel pilots out there who actually don't have their ghost license, for example, and they're well-known rebels against the Solar Empire, so they'll only be seen fighting for Paghetti or the Piedranas, the Piedrana, the Piedrana separatists. So most of your enemies will be generic random forces, but sometimes you will see these special ghosts. We'll see how far we can take it before I can show definitely, like, give you guys a definite show of like the feature in action. For now, that's all I can tell you guys about it. Anyway, I think there's no more questions. Are the mission messages something that the community can help with? Oh, that's tempting. I do want. I was thinking of just copy pasting certain copy pasta and changing it. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I might make a just a for fun community thing. And actually, one of the things I did in the faction messages was I put in randomly generated names to represent the different, like, this guy's the head of operations for this and that. So we might just have like a minor. I might open up some factions, character slots, maybe name voting for fun, just stuff. Just so I know, April has been pretty quiet because of all the stuff that happened. All the holidays that we went through. Holy Week's a big deal here, and just last Sunday there was an earthquake, so that's a little scary. Monday, sorry, yeah, Monday right after Easter there was an earthquake. So we'll try to give you guys stuff to do outside the game, like community stuff, like the messages. That's a good idea. Thank you for, thank you, Elisako. That was a fun suggestion. I'll try that. The community voices for Horde mode, we actually we actually need more serious voices for missions mode. Right now, the only serious voices we have are like from me, some office, some old employees, Maple Sounds. Um, I'm trying to remember. There are other people in there because a lot of the horde message sounds we got are jokes. We love them. We love the fun, the references. Um, but for missions, we don't have enough variety of that, so that might be a thing too. Although I don't want to force the community to like basically give us free voice acting, although we just did. Uh, that might also be another fun community activity. Can you guys hear me despite I see the mixer moving, but let me see. Are you going to be voiced? There we go. Ace pilots too. Yeah, we might have a contest for the ace pilots, and we'll even have them like per faction have a contest per faction. Like Astra is known for this and that. These are their parts. Right now, I might just give out contests for like Eagle, Montag, Medvedev, Stalwalder, because the other factions are severely underrepresented in terms of equipment, admittedly. Maybe Astra. We'll see. Also, remember last year we had something called a fashion fight, and that was in May. We might have another fashion fight this year, which might have that kind of category. I hope you guys look forward to that too. So thank you for listening to Wednesday Warzone. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Touch. Yeah, I'm not really forcing you guys. It's just that, like I said, we're a small indie dev, and I know many of you guys just want to put input in the game and make put your own thing in the game, and we're open to that. We will give you opportunities to do that. To make up also, I guess, for our own resource limitations, manpower limitations, and yeah, basically, a lot of Garrison Archangel's improvements have come from the community's feedback. We do take a lot of feedback seriously, and although people might say it's a popularity contest, I'd like to say, well, those people chose to contribute, so we're just thanking them. The only reason their stuff is in the game is because they've been contributing stuff, and we were just we were giving everyone the option to do it. They contributed, so we were able to add it to the game. I mean, we have our own limitations, but those guys, the people who contributed to the game, I'm getting lost in my words. Basically, the stuff that's in the game that's community made, it's because they actually went forward and gave us stuff to put in the game. That's basically it. That's our explanation. If it seems like popularity, it's because we have a small pool of people. It's a small pool of people who actually give us stuff. So it might seem like, oh, they're the popular ones. No, really just the active ones. Anyway, fashion fight, you're banned. Yes, Vol, you're banned. Speaking of people who are popular, um, there are there are certain people who have won too many times and put too much stuff in the game. We joke he's banned. Yeah, actually, it is. It's an actual like we can't have you put more stuff in the game because then the game would be half your stuff. But we'll see about the fashion fight that's coming up. Like I said, we'll be adding categories for the aces for certain factions. Those won't be in the character roster, so it might be cool. We also added, we also made certain champion mechs from previous builds. We also put them in the ghost list, so you guys might encounter them in single player missions. So there's that to look forward to as well. I really wanted to get to, oh well. Nerf Kiko, please. Well, there's Wednesday Warzone. There's Fashion Fight coming up. Pyrite Paladin might have a chance. We'll have a lot of categories this year. I actually wanna like stagger the categories so we can have like stuff to do for the next couple of months. So I just wanted to show everyone first what mission mode's gonna be like, and you guys have seen how the faction threat and the nemesis um, faction threats from your nemesis factions are like. So there's now that there's some context to that, we can have the content. We can have the contest. What's with that? We can have the contest for the ghosts. So. Oh, Nerf Kiko, please. Okay, I think that's enough for real. Let me just double check our Discord. Still you. Plus one internal slot internal. Maybe as an April Fool's joke. Yeah, I'll see what we can do with the system. It's a funny idea. Or an Easter egg basically you can find. So I think other than that, no one else is asking or answering. No one else. Oh yeah. Okay. One of our usual people who like to ask questions on Wednesday Warzone is out, so it's funny. Okay, carrying capacity increase. That increases with strength. You can upgrade your strength. Oh, you mean like an internal that increases your carrying capacity? What would it weigh though? If it weighs 0, why wouldn't I take it? I I don't know about that. I don't like we had a similar problem with certain parts that increase strength. We decided to like dilute it and make it like specific stats instead. So, and it's precisely because of that carrying capacity issue. If it's weighted 0, there's no reason not to take it because you can equip more weapons by equipping it and it costs nothing. If it costs something, then it's weird. You added weight to carry more weight. Nerf strength or something. Yeah. Thanks for all these suggestions. We'll try thinking them over. That's very radical. People already get confused about our melee damage internal. Right now we did actually have a change. It's pretty cool. This is also because single player is coming up. We tried fixing stuff in the garage. So artificial muscles before it confused people because it weighs 250. It weighs 250. Huh. Wait, that's weird. Anyway, it weighs 250, so if I equip this in the old system, it would make my melee damage mod 80% because my load capacity would be exact with my weight. But I had to explain to people what the artificial muscles does is, given your melee damage mod in the garage, it then adds 10% of that. So the actual value would be 88%. Now, what we did was it actually shows that without any need for explanation. So you equip this, you get more. Yeah, this would be better if I was a strength build. I'd get like a huge buff to that. Like if I have a 110% melee damage mod, I'd get like an 11% increase. So yeah, I just want to avoid confusing people more, I guess. If we're gonna give buffs, it's a little. I'd like it to be like something I can explain in like one sentence. Like this adds blah percent. If you're 80%, it's 88%. So while I do love suggestions from the community, there's some considerations I have to also there's some considerations I have to do as a game developer. Is Talarian one of those ghosts? Oh, the mythic Talarian. That +1 internal can be a good spam mail messages. Wow, thank you guys. You're already making an event in the game that sounds funny. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll consider it. That sounds fun. So yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been an hour, guys. I have to end it now. Thank you very much for being active participants. I know people are saying development seems dead, but in truth, we've been working really hard, despite the vacations, despite the earthquake. That was people are saying it's scary. They're actually expecting a bigger earthquake, if I remember correctly. We'll try to get the game out. We'll try to get the game out. We'll try to get our promises done, uh, because our community has been helping us out thus far. We will continue this development. When you're in early access, we will complete Garrison Archangel, because it's for all of you. I mean, all of our supporters and all the people waiting for the definitive like mecha game, anime mecha fighting arena game with the entire one-man army element fights an entire army element that we're about to make it single player. It has that too. We're gonna complete that game, and yeah, that's our promise, I guess. Wow, cheesy. I didn't plan that at all. That's why my words come out weird. So that being said, that's like Wednesday Warzone with Paulor after like late April. I just realized we still have to make like an April Archangel announcement. We'll try to make one for next week. We'll try to make a preview build next week with a new Hata-jirushi for testing at the very least. We'll see if we can put like a scaled down version of mission mode so people can test that too. I think we can. The upgrade system still, we still have a lot to work with the upgrade system, but the base mission system, if you guys just want to fight mooks and hear me go mission complete, mission failed repeatedly, we'll try to get that also by next week. And I think that's it for real. Wednesday Warzone with Paulor, and very much a lot of thanks from the Garrison Archangel team. Thank you from me as well. Thank you um, from everyone at Indigo Entertainment. This was Wednesday Warzone with Paulor and Sara. Bye bye.